true that there's few that be saved? Is it true, Sister Naomi, that there's only a few going to enter into the gates of heaven? Is it true that there's only a few going to walk the streets of gold? Tell us, Master, what you're talking about. And he said, well, I'm going to tell you this. He said, once the man of the house gets up, Brother Roy, and he closes the door, that means there's no more access in or out. Amen. It's in. He's shut the door and he's locked it. That means that he's in there. In our turn, if me and you, we get ready to go to bed, we go to the door, we shut it, we lock it, and if company comes by, we're in the bed. We don't have time to deal with it. They should have came earlier if they wanted to sit down and talk to us. The Bible said that Jesus said once the man of the house has got up and he shut the door, Brother Johnny, there is no more access. In other words, Jesus is saying if they do not make a choice now, if they do not find out what their soul weighs now, if they do not pray and ask God to save it now, if they don't make a move now, the Bible, people say all the time, today is the day of salvation, for tomorrow may be too late. There was 5 wise and 5 foolish virgins, Brother Joe. Note that they all had lamps. They all had oil in the beginning, but the 5 foolish, the Bible said that they took no oil with their lamps. Their lamps done them no good with no oil. And they woke up and they said, give us of your oil. To the 5 wise, and they said, no, you got to go buy from them that sell. But Brother Joe, they didn't have time to go down there and buy it then. When they came and knocked on the door, Jesus said, you should have came earlier, because the man of the house has already shut the door.
Glory to God. Hallelujah.
He said, once the man of the house has risen up and closed the door, Jesus said, I have set before you an open door right now. It's open. You read back in Genesis, Noah preached 120 years with an open door, Sister Willie. He built that ark, and he continued to preach, and the door was open. But the Bible said that there came a day when Noah, his sons, Noah's wife and their sons, and 2 of every kind went in the ark. And the Bible said that God himself shut the door. There was many people that came as it started raining, Brother Roy, and they began to knock on the door. They began to ask Noah, Noah, let me in. I believe what you're preaching now. I believe that you preached that it was going to rain, and it's raining. I believe what you said, Noah. I believe what's going on. It's raining out here, and I need to get in. But Noah said, friend, I cannot open the door that God himself is shut. If you don't make a choice now, you think, oh, I got plenty of time. I got time. I got time. I got all the time in the world. Nothing's going to happen to me. But ladies and gentlemen, we do not know what tomorrow holds. He said, you're weighed in the balance and found wanting. Or, in other words, you're found without. You lack something you need to balance the scales. You lack something you need to even out the weight. Belshazzar, your weight don't line up. When your soul steps on God's scales this morning, how does your soul weigh up? Is your scales this morning, are they balanced? Or are you found wanting and without? You look at your life this morning, you look at your heart, and you look at your soul. And you say, well, I don't know, I live a pretty good life. I think I'm all right. Normally we come in here on Sunday morning and I pray and I ask God for the messages. And normally on Sunday morning we preach to the sinners. We try our best. But this morning I want to preach to everyone of you under the sound of my voice. The Bible said in the book of 1 Peter, chapter number 18, he said, if the righteous scarcely be saved, then where shall the sinner and the ungodly appear? That word scarcely, if you study it in your dictionary, it means barely. It means almost. It means very, very close. Say it with me. Very extremely. I'm talking about by a hair that the righteous make it in. If it's just by one little hair that the righteous make it in, where does the sinner and the ungodly appear? You see, we think because we've been coming to church for the past 40 years, we think because we're a member of Magnolia Wholeness, we think because we're a member of the church down the road, we think because the preacher comes in and shakes our hand, we think because we read the Bible every day, that somehow or another we're going to be exempt when we stand before God. But the Bible said, we said it this morning in Sunday school, he said, where much is known, much is going to be required. You're not going to be able to stand before God and plead the fifth when you stand before that throne. You're not going to be able, to stand there and say, I didn't know, I didn't understand, I didn't realize. No sir, no ma'am. You're going to stand there on your own accord, and God's going to look at you and say, I had him preach every Sunday morning, I had him preach every Sunday night, I had him preach every Wednesday night. And you sat there and you sat there and you sat there and you said, I got plenty of time. But God's going to look at you one day and say, sir, ma'am, you are weighed in the balance and you're found wanting. We think my mom and my daddy was a great man of God, woman of God. And because of them, Aunt Willie Mae, I'm going to be all right. It'll be all right for me, Sister Naomi. I mean, I came home from New Orleans. I lead the singing. I sat on the second pew every service. I'm going to be all right. We get that mentality. We get it in our mind, Brother Roy. And we leave the church. And we go to work. We get down there on the job. We get down there and we're talking to all them men we work with. And we don't say nothing about Jesus. Because we don't want to be no different. We don't want them not to like us. And if we go to talking about Jesus, then they're going to say, oh, there goes one of them holy rollers. And they're not going to want anything to do with us, Brother Roy. But come Sunday night, we'll be back at the church with all our church people. We can sit down and talk about Jesus all night long.